wasn't something the Bush administration wanted. Bush was adamant about blocking the formation of a commission to investigate 9/11. Well, why would the President of the United States not want 9/11 to be investigated? He battled with Tom Daschle, Majority Leader of the Senate and an anthrax target, about who would conduct an investigation. It wasn't until more than a year later that he conditionally permitted it. The conditions were that the Bush administration selected the commission heads who then selected and controlled the commission. It's a little bit like hiring Dracula to guard the blood bank. It would be like hiring Madoff to investigate fraud. You might as well have a former head of the CIA investigate the Kennedy assassination, or have Boris Yeltsin investigate Boris Berezovsky. Wait, those last two actually did happen. Bush's first pick to chair the 9/11 Commission was Henry Kissinger, upon the advice of Karl Rove. Henry Kissinger, a crook with a rap sheet so long and involved in disastrous covert operations and lies that no one could take him seriously. He resigned not because of that, but because he didn't want to disclose his clients. Because of the obvious conflicts of interest and the utterly negative credibility, Kissinger finally removed himself from the position. That didn't stop his less well-known business partner from making the cut, James R. Thompson. An interesting phenomena occurred on 9/11 where individuals using the Israeli-based instant messenger service Otigo were warned about 9/11 before the attack. At least 2 individuals came forward about the warnings they had received. Certainly bin Laden wasn't warning these American Jews to avoid the towers. Someone else had prior knowledge. Hollinger Inc. and Hollinger Digital owns Onset Tech, which cooperates with the messenger software of Otigo as well as Converse. When you pull up the board of directors for Hollinger, you'll find some nefarious characters: Henry Kissinger, Richard Pearl, and James R. Thompson from the 9/11 Commission. With Thompson on the 9/11 Commission, you can be damn sure they didn't look into Otigo. It was Hollinger-owned papers also that spread the bogus rumor about 4,000 Jews not showing up to work on the day of 9/11. This served to obfuscate the very real forewarnings from Otigo by masking it as pointless anti-Jewish rhetoric. Hollinger would later be used by Pearl to bolster his Iraq War investments, and then it had a large scandal with Conrad Black, of which Thompson was also a part of. He ended up not doing much on the commission at all for a year. But not to be outdone by that audacious selection for the commissioners, the Bush administration topped itself in see-through corruption by choosing Iran-Contra's Tower Commission chairman, who worked with Dick Cheney, to co-chair the 9/11 Commission as well. I guess if you do well with one whitewash, then why not another one? Hamilton was also sitting on advisory boards for the CIA. But don't worry, they could still go lower. Much, much lower. Even worse than Hamilton becoming the co-chairman was placing a Zionist warmonger, Philip Zelikow, who was plucked right out of Bush's own National Security Council to be the executive director for the commission. Zelikow would have total control over hiring the 9/11 Commissioner's staff and set up a tight filtering system over information sharing that went right through himself or Hamilton. One of his first actions was to hire Michael Hurley, a current officer in the CIA, to investigate the CIA. He also echoed the neocons' propaganda about Iraq and 9/11. How pathetic for the 9/11 Commission's executive director to parrot the baseless Iraq did 9/11 deceptions. It wasn't new for Zelikow, it was an opportunity to promote his worldview. In their book on the Israeli lobby, Mearsheimer and Walt exposed Zelikow for calling for war with Iraq to protect Israeli interests in speeches that he gave to universities. Zelikow would later admit as much with a so what attitude. Apparently, he forgot the 9/11 Commission was to investigate an attack on America and not to be a tool for Israeli interest. No one was really looking into 9/11. They were looking into how to use it. There was one dissenter in Zelikow's way, a staff member that slipped through the cracks, Donna Lesman. Breaking Zelikow's filter protocol, Lesman dug into the direct 9/11 connections with the government of Saudi Arabia. Zelikow fired her and had her findings deleted from the 9/11 Commission's report, 28 pages redacted. Perhaps she asked how a Saudi GIT agent, working with the FBI, was providing housing and actually living with 9/11 hijackers.
National security whistleblowers tried to testify before the commission, but were either not asked to testify or their testimony was only barely acknowledged, or worse yet, completely omitted from the record.
Zelikow was later revealed to be the real author of the Bush Doctrine, the justification of preemptive war, which has led to the deaths of more than 1 million people so far.
Zelikow was the author of a very important document issued by the